So, did Isaiah ask you whether or not you've watched many of my typing sessions before?
So I watched one or two, but then I made a point not to watch any because I wanted to be surprised
Okay,
or
cool.
like not be prepared.
Cool, cool.
All right. I want to start with like some simple word association things. Okay. What do
Oh,
you
okay.
what do you associate with vertical stripes?
With vertical stripes,
Yeah.
I instantly thought of my back because I've been straightening my back, trying to realign my posture. So you said vertical, and I just thought standing up straight.
Okay. What do you associate with a still, calm lake?
First thing I thought was chilling. I grew up in the middle of the woods, so I would walk through the woods all the time. And we didn't have a lake; we had a swamp. But I can imagine it being a lake, and I can imagine myself walking there in the middle of the night to chill.
Okay. What do you think I'm checking for here with this word association test? If you have any opinion about it.
I don't have an opinion about it.
Okay, so let me do a couple more of these associations first before
Okay.
I tell you what I'm trying to do to accomplish here. What do you associate with the Eiffel Tower?
Paris,
Okay. How about hunting for minerals?
Minecraft,
Okay. How about pancakes?
breakfast.
All right. Can you tell me a story where pancakes played an important role in some event for you?
Yeah, whenever I grew up, my brother would make me pancakes in the morning. When he was being nice, like we would fight often, but it wasn't like we hated each other kind of fighting. I think it was just like bickering. Um, but we had this sort of like back and forth relationship, and some of my favorite days always started out whenever we would hang out and things would be good. And a lot of those days started with him making me breakfast, and he'd make pancakes.
Do you distinguish between pancakes and griddle cakes?
I don't know what a griddle cake is, so yes, I probably do distinguish between them.
It's a pancake that's made on a griddle instead of a pan. Um,
Hmm. Okay.
Now,
Then
my
yeah,
next
I don't know.
question is what's a better word? What's the best word for pancakes? Is it pancake, griddle cake, or flapjack?
I think pancake uh is the best word for it. I don't know.
I
If
think your
someone
mom's ass is the best word
if
for it.
someone were to offer you a short stack of flapjacks and a short stack of pancakes, do you expect them to be the same size?
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right. Cool. What do you have written on
Yeah.
your whiteboard?
Uh so here I was working on some music production. So I was really like in my head about how to get the right formula to make the music because if I don't do it in the right way, it just won't click in my head. So, like if I make the drums first, then my melody and my chords will sound off. So, I have to make the chords first and then the drums and then the melody and then go back to the drums to fix them and make them more interesting, but making my workflow for music has increased my production by like a lot. So I have to dialogue stuff out. I also use it for work. And then up here I have some stuff that I was like looking at on Personality Hacker because I was trying to figure out my own cognitive functions. I was like, okay, I think it was this. So I was diagramming that.
Um,
And
Okay.
I have a question real quick about
sure.
you're making music. Would you say that your process for procuring a song would be a get? Would you say you discover a song or create the
ENTP
song?
has the sun sign Capricorn. Please
Uh,
bear this in mind when
I
reading the next
say
section.
definitely create because I like to chop samples up and I like to put things like in order, almost like arranging, but I wouldn't say it's discovered because I have to put a lot of effort to make it what I want. So I would say create.
Okay. So I'm
Okay.
going to demonstrate the last hour before we started the typing session playback, and then I want you to demonstrate your last hour in an equivalent fashion. Okay. My last hour went like this. I finished live streaming about 8:12, and then I was gonna watch a little bit of this UFC fight that was on ESPN, but then there was some song that I wanted to listen to, which was I think "Kids in America" by Kim Wilde, and then I listened to some Berlin songs, and I was confused, and I thought that the Berlin lead singer was the same lady as Kim Wilde, but it's not. They just look really similar. So I looked that up on Wikipedia, and then we were listening to CeeLo Green and Daryl Hall singing "No Can Do." You know that song by the Hall and Oates? It's a good song.
No, I don't, but I'll listen to it after this.
Anyway, that's what happened right in the hour up to me starting this typing with you. So can you go back and do your last hour in a sequence of minor events like that?
Yeah, so around an hour ago, around 11, I went downstairs to talk to the front desk lady because I wanted to ask her out on a date. So I did, and we're going out on the 3rd. I came back up and I started making some music while I was in Discord talking with my friends. Um, I've been making music all day, so I didn't make much. So I hopped on Call of Duty and played a little to like unwind, and then I got off so I could watch the Mike Tyson thing that's going on with his like revival
I
fights,
heard a little
and
bit about that. That's interesting.
yeah, and I watched Jake Paul knock out a bad. That was crazy. I did not expect that.
Jake
Um,
Paul and Logan Paul both are pretty good boxers, huh?
I guess I don't know. I
Ti-
just know that after he knocked him out, there's no hearing the end of it. Like he's gonna be talking about this for maybe the rest of his life.
Well, I will tell you this: Jake Paul's a better boxer than his brother.
Mm,
I've watched them both, and
yeah,
anyway, but Logan Paul's a more imposing looking figure, but Jake Paul's a better boxer.
right. So I did that, and that
Okay,
sort of
cool.
cycled around to now.
So now do you know what I'm asking about? What I'm testing for?
Oh no, I don't.
Okay, so I'm looking for SI versus NI, okay? Introverted
Okay.
sensing versus introverted intuition. Which way you know things. So you've displayed fair amount of SI, of indication that you're SI front stack, but also that you're not entirely SI. You're probably not dominant or second because you don't link everything back to SI. Things like Eiffel Tower, you link to
Yeah.
Paris without any link to SI stuff. This ability to relate back a sequence of events over the last course of hour is indicative that you're certainly not SI polar and would suggest to me that it's probably front stack. So we also see that you do a lot of creative work, so that's suggestive of extroverted intuition, but you also asked that chick out, it's suggestive of extroverted sensing. So let's move on to going on to testing some other things. Now we're going to test your introverted thinking. Keep in mind before I start this test that people do varying degrees on it, from get nothing to just godlike, right? So, and people don't like it if they don't necessarily do well on it. And I don't know going in, I never know whether somebody's going to or not. So I will ask you a few questions. If you don't find them comfortable or don't like to answer them or not doing well on them, that's fine. Don't stress about it. It's not a big deal. This is sort of a precursor I've developed over
Yeah.
time because people get a little stressed about these things. Okay, so
Oh no, this is fun for me.
okay, so let's start with. Can you tell me your mother's husband in relation to you?
My mother's husband. That's my grandfather, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If all cheese is yellow and this piece of food is yellow, can we conclude that it's necessarily cheese?
No, because there's other yellow foods.
Okay. um, if if P then Q and not Q, can we conclude not P?
If P then Q,
And not Q, can we conclude not P?
if P then Q and not Q, can we conclude not P? So that's a yes, and then P and Q.
No, there's no and in here. If
There's
if
no and.
if P then Q and
Okay.
not Q, can we conclude not P?
Can I write it down?
Sure. Go for it. Write it down.
P then Q. Can you repeat it? I forgot, to
If
be
P then
honest with you.
Q and not Q. If P then Q and not Q, can we conclude not P? So you can make statements. The statement P is I have cigarettes. The statement Q is I have coffee. If I have cigarettes, then I have coffee, and I don't have coffee, can I conclude that I don't have cigarettes?
No.
Okay. If some bananas grow on bushes, and all things that grow on bushes swim in the water, can we conclude that some bananas swim in the water?
From your statement, yes.
Okay. Um, if the tomatoes die, then either I will be angry or I will be sad. And if it freezes, the tomatoes will die. And I am not sad. It freezes. What can we conclude?
That the tomatoes didn't die.
No. That I'm angry.
Ah. Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you some TE question, a couple TE questions now.
Sure.
Can you please break down the process of uh, making yourself a sandwich for lunch into 8 steps?
Yeah. Go into the kitchen, find the bread, take out the bread, find your meat, take out your meat, find your condiments, take out your condiments. Um,
That's well, Isaiah. Let him finish.
okay.
That though.
So I'm going to take out the bread and toast the bread. While I'm toasting the bread,
Okay, you're well
I'm
past 8
probably going.
steps though. Is the problem?
Oh, 8 steps?
Yeah.
Got
Yes.
you. Got you. Got you. Got
All
you.
right, now let's do mowing the lawn in 8 steps.
Mowing the lawn. Get the lawnmower. Determine the pattern of which I'm going to mow or the structure. Uh, Proceed to mow. Check to make sure I didn't miss anything. Go back through. Return the lawnmower. I don't mow my own stuff, so I
That's not
guess
a
go.
step.
It is a step if I have to go return and like report to whoever I'm
Oh,
mowing the
okay,
lawn
okay, all
to.
right, fine.
So report back to whoever I'm mowing the lawn to. Listen to the feedback and repeat if necessary.
Okay. Um, let's try some Inky
That
Pinky.
was a really skillful way to add in non-steps.
That was very impressive. All right, let's try some Inky Pinkies. So,
Oh, I know I'm terrible at these, so this will be fun.
okay, so uh, a shellfish levy. It's an ink pink.
A selfish levy.
A shellfish
A
levy.
shellfish levy.
Or a levy shellfish, either way. It's an ink pink.
I'll just walk you through what I'm thinking. Shellfish, all I could think of is like a crab or something like that. Um,
Isaiah, do you know?
No, I haven't gotten it quite yet, actually.
It's a
Pass.
damn clam.
Damn clam.
damn clam.
Okay, let's try another one. It's a quick history. Ink pink.
I'll raise my hand.
Okay. Isaiah?
Fast past.
Correct. Okay, let's try. Let's
okay.
try another one, just to be, thorough. Um, it's a. Let's see. It's It's the a back tooth of the sun, and it's an inky pinky.
The what of the sun?
The tooth of the sun, the back tooth of the sun.
Okay. A solar molar?
Right. Okay. So that solar molar suggests you're probably not polar, although you might be. But I don't think so. I don't think you're polar. So let me try. Can you make up any Inky Pinkies for me? You got to think
Uh,
of a rhyming pair of words and then tell me clues for the rhyme.
okay. A killer that drinks.
And is it what's the syllables?
Oh, wait, no. Um, I can't remember the name of this serial killer, so I'll pick something else. A shining cyclist.
And syllables?
They're each one syllable. The other words, like the
Okay.
answer.
Is it like
And you said what?
A shining cyclist.
Each one syllable, and it's a shining cyclist.
Oh, well, it's two syllables, but there's two words, right?
Yeah, is it like bright bike or something?
Ah, I was thinking light bike.
Okay, those don't
Oh.
rhyme.
Oh, they have
Okay,
to rhyme?
what-
Okay.
Yeah, that's a rhyme.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
Drum
that's
fiddle, for example.
that's fine. Okay.
I'm messing this all the way up.
Yeah.
Let's try. Have you ever seen me administer the rat test before?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well, let me put some rat test questions here for you, and let's see how you do on that. It's called the random associations test,
Okay.
and well, you'll see it in a second. Okay, so here's the yeah, and what I'm going to do is share this screen. I'm going to share the Chrome tab. I'm going to share yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you tell me what word goes with all three. So for example, cottage, Swiss, and cake is cheese. Cottage cheese, Swiss cheese, and cheesecake.
Okay.
So try cream skate water.
Drinks.
Ice. Ice cream, ice skate, ice water.
Ah, okay.
Loser throat spot.
Loser throat spot. Mm,
Okay, if you don't get it
I don't
right,
know.
if
Yeah, I
then
don't
just
know.
say go ahead, go pass.
That's
We have to
pass.
do a fair number of these quickly and see if you get some of them, because some of them people get right away and some of them people don't get right away, and you got to do like 10 or 15 of them to get a sense of whether or not you can do them or not. Show life row.
Oh, can we see the answer to the third one?
Yeah, sure. Sore.
Sore. Loser throat spot. They're all sore. Show life row.
It's that this word goes with each of these three. So sore loser, sore throat, and sore spot are all expressions, so to speak.
Oh, okay.
Show life row.
Oh, yeah. What is it?
Boat. Night wrist stop.
Boat life? Is that a thing?
Lifeboat.
Lifeboat. Lifeboat.
It can
Ah,
go
okay.
before or after.
Watch. What's the next one?
Yep.
Next. Bill.
Rocking wheel high.
Eel.
This is
I
chair.
don't know. Chair.
Dewcomb beet.
Honey.
Fountain baking pop.
Soda.
Preserve Ranger tropical.
Forest.
Aid rubber wagon.
Wheel.
Band.
Band. Okay.
Flake mobile cone.
Snow.
Cracker fly fighter.
No, I don't know.
Fire. Safety,
Fire.
safety cushion point.
Pin. Push
Ca-
pin.
Cane daddy plum.
Oh. Sugar? Sugar.
Yes. Dream brake light.
Dream brake light. Brake light. Day?
Yes. Fish mine rush.
No.
Gold.
Okay. Gold.
Political surprise line.
Finish? No. I don't know.
Party.
Party.
Okay, so you're pretty good at those, actually. It turns out that you were, medium good at them at least. Not polar, that's for sure. But not probably. I mean, I'm not sure how effective that test is for placing an eye exactly. I'm not
I
really.
mean, mm,
You're
I
a
don't
tricky
know.
one.
I've seen some weird outliers and stuff like that for that test, and on a given day I'll kind of do better on it than other days.
I will say, when I
don't know.
heard you say it, like my brain did this weird thing where everything just started to make sense. Like as you were saying it out loud, I could
Yeah,
like
like
feel
the more
my
you've sort of done them,
yeah.
it's something you can
I
practice
get
on,
into
I
it.
think.
Okay.
But
Let me.
regardless, where are we here?
I mean, um. You are an interesting one.
I think we're definitely looking at
I get that a lot.
we're definitely looking at an NE user.
Okay, so
And so
probably an interfacer, probably
where
FE. Any interfacer FE, you're looking at ESFJ possibly. But
you think?
I mean, I don't really, but I'm trying to process what the data we have is, So
Yeah.
okay, let's ask some other questions. I didn't look at that guy's thing yet. I'm supposed to look at that guy's thing.
Look at what guys think.
This guy says he's got all these test ideas he wants me to look at. Okay, so have you heard the troll question before?
The 12 questions?
The troll
The
question.
troll question.
I haven't heard.
Okay, it's a story question. You're going to pretend you're the mayor of a town, okay? We're going to present you with a
Okay.
situation, and you're going to tell us how you're going to deal with it. Now, as a
All
story question, it means you can ask me, the narrator, questions. You can engage with characters in the story directly, and I'll play the role of that character. Or you can just take action as the mayor, direct people to do things or whatever, okay?
Okay.
So here's
Gotcha.
the situation. It's the Middle Ages. You only have Middle Ages technology, okay?
I was gonna ask that.
No
Bet.
gunpowder, no engines, no electricity, okay?
Okay.
Now, there's a town that you're a mayor of, and it's split in two by a river. And this river normally has a nice bridge that you take things across. On one side of the river are mostly your farms and your food supplies and your silos of grain and stuff. On the other side of the river is your townspeople and your little castle that you live in and stuff like that, the merchants and so forth. And so there's a bigger population on one side of the river and most of the food on the other side of the river. So the thing is, when the bridge breaks down, as it does, because a big storm and it floods the river and the bridge washes away. After that, a river troll comes and lives in your river. And the thing about river trolls is they have this magic power. Any food that crosses the river on a boat, they run up real fast before you can even see them, and they steal 10% of it. And they run away then before you can even stop them. And so the problem is you've got enough food stored up for winter, But if you continue to pay this troll tax as you're shipping the food back and forth on boat now that your bridge is gone, then some of your people will starve. So the people are saying, Mayor, you've got to solve this problem. We've got this river troll. He's stealing 10% of our food. Some of us are going to starve. What are we going to do?
We're killing him.
You're going to kill the troll. Okay, so
Yeah.
how are you going to do that? He's a river troll. He's in the middle of a fairly wide river. He's 12 feet tall. He's got spiky skin, and he's tough. And, of course, you can't run up to him because he's in the middle of a river.
Well, first I would survey the town's population to see if anyone has any ideas for handling the troll.
Well, you do have a
Um,
military advisor. Would you like to talk to him?
Oh yeah, bring that diet. Yeah, bring him. Yeah,
Okay,
what does he
so
say?
here's what I'm looking at. We could try to attack him by boat, but I suspect that's going to end in disaster because if we go down the river with our lances on the boat, well, he's going to be a lot more agile than we are in the boat. He's just going to tip over the boats. And we tried shooting a couple arrows at him one day when he wasn't looking. Um, I'm not sure he even was aware they hit him. So I don't
Okay,
know.
so he's pretty
He's pretty tough.
pretty
Well,
strong.
he's far away too, because the river's pretty wide. He's in the middle of the river. He's by this big rock that's in the middle of the river. He seems to maybe like sleep next to it. I don't know. He seems to be able to breathe underwater. Sometimes you see him. Sometimes you can't even find him. It's gonna be tough to kill him. I'm not sure what to do.
Do we have a financial advisor on hand?
You do.
Can I talk to financial advisor?
Yes, we do have
How
good money supply, but there's famine
we
all
have a
throughout
good
the
money
region.
source.
We can't buy any more food. It's impossible.
Well, we can't buy food, but I want to buy advising. So
You
if
want to buy
there's a river,
advice?
yes. If there's a river troll, there has to be a river troll expert somewhere. So we need to go find the person that knows how to deal with river trolls to see what his weaknesses are.
Okay.
Because
Oh,
obviously
okay.
we can't be the first people that have encountered a river troll if he's been doing this.
Okay, so I tell you what, we'll send a runner to the next town over and see if they know of any. As far as we know, I don't know anybody in town who knows any river troll experts. I can think of
Okay,
a
so
couple
no
of people
river
who
troll experts.
who will claim to be river troll
And
experts.
we looked at your record, and in high school, you took a how to deal with trolls class. It was a half a semester, so you're actually our expert in town here. So
Yeah, you
Man,
have
that's
all you.
crazy. They had high schools in the Middle Ages. Wow, man, I'm really good.
only for nobility like you though.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Oh, I remember now. Let me go look at my River Troll textbook and see.
Trollology is what
Yeah,
it
and
was called.
let's see some
It's
River
it's
Troll
an evolved
weaknesses.
discipline. It's very different now.
Right. We would
But
have to. So if we know how the River Troll is going to react to being attacked, we could come up with a plan, like a counter plan. So you say that he comes over and he's unbothered by arrows, and our lances are too short.
No, I didn't say the lance is too short. I'm saying if we're gonna go lance him, we have to float down the river in boats to lance him, and he's obviously just gonna tip over the boats.
Have we thought about nets? What if
No,
we
we
bait
haven't
him?
thought
What
about
if
that. I
we
haven't
can
thought about
bait
that
him
yet.
with the lance boats, right? And then he's going to potentially attack us if we aggress, and we can get him into the right position. But that position needs to be pre-set up. We can go and set up some nets like under the water, right? And have them
well,
like a large like span like under the water, and have the nets in like different areas, so that whenever the river troll is in the lancing area, hopefully the people on the boats don't die from this. Um, but
and
as
I have something to ask. What are the nets going to be made of? Because he has pretty sharp claws.
oh, he has claws, man.
Well,
Come
look,
on.
the
Well, we
biggest
can
problem
make
is
some
how are we going to
chainmail nets,
install the
right?
nets without him noticing? That's the biggest problem. If you install the nets near where
This
he
is a pretty
is,
big river. You said it was a pretty big
Yeah,
river.
it
It can't
is,
be
Yeah,
but
but
the
he's
everywhere.
thing,
down there all the time.
the thing is,
He has to be
your
very
city
attentive
is
for you
your
to.
city is not that big, right? So it's like the thing is, you go from one part of the city to the other. The parts that are above that, you don't really park your boats up there. You could try to go up there, but he just follow you up there. You try to put
What
nets
if we
way up
dammed the
there.
river?
Yeah, you can't even build a new bridge till spring. How are you going to dam the river?
Ah, shoot, you're right.
It's winter snows. Everyone's hunkered down. It's the Middle Ages. It's not
It's
like
the
modern
winter.
times.
It's the
Yeah.
winter. So we don't have a lot of manpower or resource power. So we could either wait it out, but we can't withstand taking that troll tax anymore. We have to do something. How many people do we have in this town?
We got about 10,000 total.
10,000 people? We're making a militia. We're just.
That's a lot for that
But
town.
you still don't have any weaponry that you can attack him with. What are you gonna do? Have
I
to
thought we
swim?
had lancers.
What? But I mean, what? You only have so many boats. You're gonna put people full of boats and lances, float down the river to the river troll, who's not native to the river, who can go underwater and breathe underwater, who can just tip over the boats. You're gonna drown all of your people.
Okay. What does the river troll eat?
That's a good question. The answer is not the food he takes. He sends it
You
down
What is
go
he?
river.
What is he?
He sends it
What
down
is
river to
going
the troll in
fast?
exchange for troll dollars. This is what all the river trolls do. It's part of the river troll union rules.
So there's a river troll union, but there's no expert on river trolls?
Not that you know of. There
You
may
can-
be an expert, but you're a little town off in the boondocks. A big 10,000 people town off in the boondocks, but
Yeah.
still very isolated.
Okay.
You're a bit of a
So-
tyrant, you see.
Okay. So he takes the food and he exchanges it for troll dollars.
Yeah.
Are these other river trolls semi-civilized, or do they not mess with humans?
No, you can talk to him, but his position is he's providing a necessary service for you and therefore taking 10% of your food as a tax.
Wait, what's the necessary service?
Well, he says he's preventing freshwater sharks from attacking your people.
Is he?
Well, none of your people have ever been attacked by freshwater sharks before he arrived.
Is he a reasonable river troll?
He's reasonable in the sense that he'll talk with you indefinitely, but you probably won't get anywhere with him because his position is he's just doing his important job.
Okay, let's let him do his important job, and I want to give him more responsibilities if he's reasonable. He seems like a very good military asset. Because if I can't kill him, other people can't.
So, Mayor, what you're saying is you want me to take more of your food? That's the only responsibility I'm interested in.
More food?
Well, you see, you want me to have more
No.
responsibility.
Well, no, I want him to protect the city.
I do already.
Invaders.
I do. Your city would be overrun by freshwater sharks right now if it weren't for me.
Okay,
you know
what
they
about
jump on
people?
land, don't you?
They do?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they do. Yeah. Wait, what? Sharks?
According to me, the river troll, they do.
I don't know. That sounds like some cap. So I don't
I
know,
just
Mr.
learned the
River Troll.
expression. I just learned the expression "no cap" the other day from Abraham.
Oh, yeah.
So I know
yeah.
what that means. Until like 3 days ago, I would have not known what that meant.
See, very relevant. Very good.
Cap, it means like bullshit. So if you say like no cap,
Yeah.
it means like no bullshit or whatever.
Yeah.
He's learned the little speech that he gives to from the River Troll Union. They have a speech, and basically they just are very non-helpful. They just keep spitting back at you like union rules and stuff. Hey, union rules require me to take a 15-minute break right now, so I got to go back to my rock and steal more.
What if
food.
No, that doesn't seem like a good idea.
I really like where you were going with employing the troll. I think that almost sounds.
All right, well, look,
interesting to
here's
me.
the thing.
I could take that somewhere.
Let's stop the troll question. I'll tell you that traditionally what's considered to be the best answer is move the people, not the food, which is to say move the people across the river in the boats instead of the food across the river in the boats. But regardless,
We have 10,000 people. That's a lot of people.
I agree with you. I agree. Okay, so anyway, regardless of that, it's interesting the way you approached it. It's a very interface style approach, which is to say you look for an expert who's an expert in that, which could suggest either first or second slot interface function. You seem more FE than TE to me. So, and you also seem SI and NE. So the TI is pretty good. It's probably better than fourth. You don't seem like an introvert. You seem like an extrovert.
Might have been right.
But you don't seem like an ENTP because you don't have the extroverted
Because what
intuition.
ENTP would say, I would first on the troll question, I would try and get ideas from other people. You know what I mean?
I said that. I said hold a
That's the way
town
to solve
forum,
it.
right?
Okay, here's the other possibility. What about ESTP?
I thought about that. Well,
TI is
one
pretty
problem
strong.
with the ESFJ, yeah. One problem with the ESFJ is that he did really well on the TI questions.
You did well on the TI questions.
Right.
Um, I mean, ESTP seems. But see, I think you're some kind of NFJ. I mean, you seem like an ENFJ to me. But your TI
Interesting.
is better than Forslaw. But the thing is, that TI test is not very reliable for that. However, the NI doesn't seem quite that
We
robust,
might want
and
to
you're not
test the
SI
SI.
polar. You're not SI polar.
Right.
So that eliminates ENFJ, which means you could possibly be an extroverted style INFJ. That would maybe make as much sense as anything, because then you're looking at decent NE, decent
Yeah.
NI, strong
Ooh, I
FE.
think you're right about that.
I think
You know
that.
what's really funny is that I thought I was terrible at FE. I was like, oh, I don't understand
No,
these
you're totally
FE.
on point with it.
I
That's
mean,
one of
the
the
thing is,
first things I noted.
it could be though. I mean, look, we haven't actually, we don't really have a per se test for FE, but let's do a couple FEFI things to make sure we can eliminate just a gregarious TE user. Okay, so how do you feel right now?
Right now, I'm a little chilly. I just came back from a run and I was warm, but now that my body's cooled down, I'm
Eric,
starting to cool down.
Eric, how do you feel right now emotionally?
Oh, emotionally? Chill. My emotions are not like spiking. Like I'm not happy, I'm not sad.
And
It's
how do
just
you
like
think I
a
feel
general
right now?
ambivalence.
How do you think I feel right now?
You look like you're chilling too. Like you're smoking, you're having typing, you're smiling. It looks like you're sort of enjoying it. Um, so I say that we're probably on a similar wavelength.
Okay,
Maybe you're more relaxed.
All
so
right.
that answer you gave there for mistaking FI for SI is is one way that FI polar expresses itself, which would not be inconsistent with ESTP. Although I would expect you to, um, I guess it's not really a good way to mistake FI for NI.
I mean, I've heard ISFJs. I've heard ISFJs answer that exact same way,
Okay.
or in a sort of similar way, being sort of, I mean, when you're in like interface mode as an
Okay, but
introverted,
look, would
like
would an
known
ISFJ
unknown.
in the hour before the typing happen to have gone down and successfully asked the chick out? I mean, I know
I mean,
that's a random correlate, but still, is that common for you?
yeah.
Do you have it? Did you have to work up your courage to do that, or is that easy squeezy?
I don't have to work on my courage to do it. It's just how am I going to do it? Like I don't have like a lot of social anxiety talking to girls.
Hmm.
It's just I don't know what to say. So once I figure out what to say and how I'm going to operate there, I I execute pretty well.
Okay, did you try starting with "Hey girl" and following it with "Sup"?
No. I never start with that. I always start with building rapport and engaging in an interesting conversation. Because once you have rapport gauge, it's almost like a magic between people. And then you can like subtly start to say things to like gauge her interest.
What
And
about
then
"Girl,
as
you know you my world"? Did you try that one?
I don't use cliche like pickup lines at all, like ever. I just
I'm
try to
not
make.
serious. I don't really think you were
I mean,
talking
well,
about
I know
that.
you're not, but I love giving serious answers to like bullshit stuff because it's fun.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay, fine. So
Yeah.
look, I suspect that I'm leaning towards ESTP right now. What sort of things do you think you type might be when coming into this?
Well, back in the day before I actually knew about the cognitive functions, I thought I was an ENTP. After I started getting into the cognitive functions, I thought I was an INTP.
Okay,
Because I only thing I could really figure out is that I had high TI. The rest of the stuff I was like, I don't really know.
I think you're an ESTP because the thing
Yeah, I
is
can go with that
the
answer.
Inky Pinky tests are extroverted intuition tests basically, and probably how fast are you? Have you ever done Sudokus?
Yeah, I actually sort of decently like those.
Are you pretty fast at them?
I'm not pretty fast at them, but I do enjoy. I actually really enjoy doing them. I don't really like to time myself because I get stressed with time constraints.
Well, here's the thing. The reason I asked this question is my daughter's an ESTP, and she does rather similarly to you on on the Inky Pinky on the rat test, um, and she's frustrated because lots of the tests that I give, I'm better at them than she is, right? And it pisses her off. So she came over on Thanksgiving. She's like, "Let's have a Sudoku race." And I said, I'm pretty good at Sudokus. I've done them I don't do them all the time, but I do them every
Mhm.
once in a while. And
Yeah.
um, man, she kicked my ass. She was done in half the time that I was. Like I was halfway done when she
Right.
finished. So the thing is, it potentially a good way to distinguish between, say, an ESTP and an ENTP is to see how long it takes us each respectively. I think we should try this right now because we'll do an easy one,
Sure.
okay?
This
All
yeah,
three
this
of us
pull
will
one
try
up.
to do it, okay?
Okay.
So what we'll
Okay.
do is, and we can each do our own one. I'll put up the site here, um, and
See, we
then
could all do the same one if you send the
no,
link
we just
to the
all
same
do it.
puzzle.
We all do an easy one because it'll
I'm
pop
on my
up. It
phone
won't let
still,
you
so
do. It won't
probably
share the same one, okay? So just do easy. It'll bring up one for you, and then when you're done, just say I'm done. You know,
Are you
it.
on websudoku.com?
I'll put it right here.
Okay.
Yes. In
Yeah.
other words, yes. I didn't know until I pasted it. All right, so let's start doing it and see how we go.
Okay, tell me when to go.
Start now.
All right. They don't have the little thing where you can put in like a maybe. That's annoying.
No.
I'm too high for this right now. I forgot how to fucking do it. I forgot how to do it.
Okay, well, I'm still trying. Just keep trying. Look, you'll see that you just relax and it'll be fine. Let's see.
Like I debated smoking before this, but I was like, that will definitely alter my cognitive functions.
Okay, well,
I smoked before mine.
if you want to stop this, that's fine. We can stop
Oh
this.
no, I'm fine. Like I'm
Okay,
really
keep
fine.
yeah,
Are you
keep
doing
going.
okay?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. I've got a couple. I've got 3 of them done so far as well. So if you've got more than 3, you're doing better than me.
I don't have more than 3 done, so.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, I remember now. Hold on a second.
Two. Hmm.
We got 4 done. 4 numbers, I mean.
I
Well,
was like, I was like, dang, you're doing pretty good.
Nope. I'm just now catching on.
Okay, we're gonna have to stop because my brain did something and I have all the answers now.
Oh,
So,
you revealed it
uh,
or what?
no, I was doing it and I was just thinking, like, how did someone program this? Um, and I was like, I wonder how they coded this because I'm computer science and I do this kind of stuff. And so I immediately went and, like, while I was doing it, I started looking at the code on the page and I found all the answers.
Oh.
I was like, oh, oops.
Okay, that's fine. That's
Camera
interesting that you
bubble
did that.
brother.
Okay, so I don't know, like halfway done or something. I'm not.
I wasn't as far as you. I only
I
had
started doing better.
a box and like 3 or 4 boxes halfway done.
Okay.
I was getting to like two. No, sorry, 1/3 of the way.
Oh man, can I share my screen?
Sure.
Wait. Can you see it?
Yeah.
So yeah, as soon as I was like, oh, I wonder how they did it, I just inspect the element, and if you look here with ID cheat, it has all the values in order. So it goes 5, 6, 7, like 8, 1, like so 7, 8, 1, and then it just go down. I was like, oh, those are all the answers.
That's cool. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's an alternate way to solve the problem as well. Okay, I think I'm pretty comfortable with typing using the ESTP.
Yeah.
I don't feel 100%, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Can you talk to me about your relationship with doing stuff, like getting shit done? And
I have to do stuff every single day. I have to do something, or it feels like I'm almost going into a depressive episode.
Mm-hmm.
So if I don't do something, and it doesn't have to be much, like I have to go, like, let's say like I don't feel like doing something today. I need to at least make goals for how I'm going to goof off. So it's like, oh, I don't want to do anything today. Okay, I'm going to smoke this much weed. I'm going to watch this movie. And I'm going to watch this TV show. And then I go and do those things.
hmm,
Um,
That's interesting.
like I have to plan
I
before like
certainly
I
don't
do
go about
something.
goofing off that way.
It's just like even when I goof off, it's like I plan goofing off. So sometimes it's like high strung goofing off because I'll be watching a show that I don't want to watch anymore, but I'll force myself to finish it. Like, because I think I have like a proclivity not to finish things, so I'll force myself to finish things.
do you do you are you more likely to like listen to music you like? How much of the music that you listen to is music you listened to before, and how much of it is looking for new stuff you haven't heard before?
I think it, I think it will go like, well, this is how it goes. Um, I'll look for a lot of new music for like a period of time, and then after I have around 8 to 10 songs that I really like, I'll listen to those 8 to 10 songs for like a long period of time, like a month. And then after that month, I'll find some more music, and then I'll cycle through
I
and
see.
go back and forth.
Okay, interesting. Um, the thing is, you seem like you're fourth, fifth SINI, and I don't think you're an any dom. So I think you're an ESTP because you have that weird thing where it's hard to tell whether you're SI front stack or NI front stack. And same thing with
Mm-hmm.
me. We both have the four fives, you might call it, which is to say, it's the function which you tend to do both of them the most. Like they're both
Mm.
knowledge functions. You know both ways. You know the universal truth, and you know the particular truth. And you're not a knower by nature. You're a doer by nature. So being a doer by nature means you're a knower last. And like me, that means um, you probably first and foremost don't really trust other people's perspectives until you've delivered it out yourself. So if somebody
Yeah,
tells you
true.
something, you go, okay, well, I hear you, but I have to think that through still before I'm going to to
Hmm.
put any weight into it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
won't argue with someone that I don't know anything about. I'll say, okay, let me go research, and I'll come back to you, and we can have a talk about it.
right. So it's like you feel as though you trust your own thinking more than anybody else's, basically, when it comes to determining the statuses of things. That's typical TI second slot. Your answer is definitely the FI answers were indicative, or at least consistent with FI polar, and certainly indicative of FI backstack. The answers about how much more easily you answered your questions about how you perceive my feelings than how you perceive your own is indicative of possibly FI polar, or at least again FI backstack. So the thing is, you might feel as though FE is challenging for you, but that's typical for people who are on the younger side, who are third slot FE. My experience was I went through a period as a child where I was very FE valuing. That is to say, I valued other people's praise and affirmation a lot. Then I went through a period of time as an adolescent, young adult, where I was very FE countervaluing because I thought it was how people avoided the TI logic of things, you know. And then as I got older, into my 30s and stuff, I started feeling more like, okay, I want these things to not be in opposition with each other anymore. And
Yeah.
gradually, my FE became more of a guiding principle and less of a conflict.
And really,
So
jokes is how you merge them.
Yeah,
I've
well,
gotten that. That's actually helped me a lot because I used to come off as
Yeah.
very like uh critical. Um I'm like very serious. Like I'm being playful now, but okay, when I interact with people, I'm pretty much serious like for the most part. Um Growing up, my parents both were business owners. They owned daycares. So my entire life, I was always been surrounded by people. I've never not been surrounded by people. And I also have a lot of experience working with kids because I'd have to help at the daycare often. So I don't know if through like socializing as a kid with peers all the time, and then as I got older, having to like run classrooms full of kids, if that has anything to do with like how I'm interacting. It's like because I can see it's like, oh, that kid is upset at that kid, and they don't need to be at the same table. You know, like that's just more issues for me.
right.
So
But see, here's the
you
thing.
sit here, you sit there.
Here's the thing. If you had the same experience and you were an FI person, you'd say, "Oh, I can see how Joey might make Joey feel really bad, and I really empathize with his crying right now. And gosh, I want to go over and comfort him, and I'm really knowing his experience." You could have responded to everything that way instead. You respond to
Right,
everything in
right.
an FE way, which is I'm managing perceptions. I'm understanding how their perceptions of each other and everybody's. If I see these two people together, they're gonna have yeah. If I see those two people together, they're gonna be fine. This guy thinks
Yeah.
he's badass. He needs to be taken down a notch. That person thinks, all that shit.
Yeah.
That's all FE stuff. So,
Oh, okay. Well,
and
yeah, I probably did a lot of that.
it's not because you were trained in it. Because if you had been trained in the exact same fashion, in the exact same format, in the exact same situation, but you were FI, you just have developed an entirely the opposite half of things.
Hmm. Never thought about it like that.
Yeah. So I'm increasingly convinced you're ESTP. You're a pretty stout example of one. You're pretty ideationally robust. Note that,
Mm-hmm.
like, you're kind of the opposite of me in the sense that you use extroverted intuition as a means to take action. You create music a lot, right?
Hmm.
I use action as a means to liberate my extroverted intuition. I live stream a lot. So when I'm
Mm-hmm.
live streaming, I'm not doing what you're doing on that whiteboard. I am exactly doing the opposite. Here's the topic. Here's what we're talking about. They have nothing to do with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I prefer to do. It's my most native way of being is to just sort of yammer on about random topics indefinitely. To you, that would seem pretty quickly pointless.
Well, I actually like doing that a lot, but whenever I'm by myself, I don't do that. It's only when I'm with people that I'm okay with doing that particular thing. When I'm by myself, I become task oriented. But whenever I'm hanging out with people, it really shifts the way that I look at the situation because I don't see I don't think there's like a point to like talking. It's just sort of like where you go. It's like it's like an experience. It's not like you're reaching somewhere. But
Hmm.
whenever I'm by myself, my thoughts are a means to an end.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. Well, I mean I think that explains some of the difference between SETI and NETI there. For NETI, everything's always a means to a means. There are no ends.
Mhm.
uh, so, and it's like ESTPs are commonly uh, admired sort of as a type because they aren't burdened by a lot of unnecessary ideation in part. They're able to take action and pull the trigger on shit, and people appreciate that because in the world there's a lot of hesitation. People who are able to not to be decisive have an inherent advantage, even if it's paired with FI. More so when it's paired with TI, I think. But
And
yeah.
I think that oftentimes people look at ESTPs and sort of underestimate their intelligence or whatever. Because
Yeah, I get that sometimes, but as soon as I start talking, people realize that I know what I'm talking about. But it's one of those things where it's like I don't like to pull this I know more than you kind of card, but if you try to demean me with like knowledge, I will fight back with like knowledge type thing.
Right, you're not gonna get you're not gonna be anybody's bitch.
Right.
Right. Well, that's also a fairly textbook ESTP quality. You know, my daughter has it in a much more feisty fashion than you carry it in a much more natural fashion because you're a guy, right? So it's sort of
yeah,
like,
my good friend's an ESTP is the exact same way.
and so it's
Does
pretty
that
easy for
exact
you to
same thing.
carry it very comfortably in an FE natural way. My daughter, on the other hand, has the same kind of natural, like, I ain't nobody's bitch, except she's actually an attractive female, so she's got to, she's an attractive 22-year-old female, chesty female, so of course she's got a different kind of thing to deal with in the world.
Yeah.
Okay, well, cool. I'm going to stop this recording now. And are you okay with us publishing it?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
All right, cool,
Fine.
great, fantastic.